Hello, everybody. This is Rudy Paul Alexander talking to you live from Spectators 18702 University Boulevard. And we are talking sports and spectators. I got Brother Phil with me. I got Jeff with me, and we hanging out. We just chilling, and we are trying to perfect our technology while we out in the community. We're doing pretty good. I heard y'all are doing all right, and we're relaxing. And Jeff, let me talk to you that are you surprised by how the NBA playoffs have gone? Now, my daughter, she's a Minnesota fan, and she's surprised that Minnesota has not done better against OKC. I'm not surprised at all. What do you feel?
No, I'm not surprised at all. I knew OKC would be in the NBA Finals, and they up 2-0 as I anticipated. I really believe that they're going to go on to win the championship. I thought it would be Boston, and I thought it would be OKC. But Boston, of course, they lost Tatum, and so that hurt their chances. So now you're looking at the Knicks.
Boston
I think
was already believing before they lost Tatum.
okay, but still, they're gone now. So it's the Knicks. Look like it's going to be the Knicks and in Indiana. Right now, Indiana look like a team of destiny. They execute down the stretch.
Just here.
But I really love the way Indiana.
I like the way they play it too, but the Knicks had a 15-point lead that they lost.
Okay, true. Indiana did that in the previous series. That's the team that
too.
Yeah.
They was down by 20 against Boston twice.
Right. That Indiana team just know how to get it done. They play well down the stretch. They know how to execute, and they don't have any power players from the standpoint of ego. They know what they're doing. They know how to handle it. I think they're destined. I think they're destined to be in the finals. I think it's going to be Indiana versus OKC.
Of course, I chose New York and OKC.
Okay.
But we'll see what's happening with that. Everybody, I want to talk about that. July the 2nd, we're going to have a special track show. I'm looking at Coach Andrew Blanks, Dennis Bradley, world-class hurdler, and quarter-mile Olympian Eastern Gabriel for that show. We're looking forward to that. But we're also going to have our other shows upcoming. Our next show is Wind Jeff, July, I think June 13th.
Exactly.
And that's going to be your show to cover. And we always looking at different ways to present our sports information, our sports platform to you. And it's a very good thing that we are trying to progress. And is there anything else, Phil? You got something to say?
No, we're just here showing the atmosphere of spectators, a different venue than what we normally would do. And we're trying to get the show on another trajectory too, where it's more interactive and for everybody to be a part of it, even if you're not on the show. So maybe there'll be something forthcoming with that. We're working on it.
Sounds good. Well, everybody, we're gonna start a new interaction like 5 or 10 minutes after our show ends. The president, Jeff Walker, is gonna come on and he's gonna ask some questions. You can give him feedback and he's gonna give you answers. And that's gonna be a quick 15-minute interaction after every show. And we look forward to doing that. We want you to chime in with your questions, with your feedback, your criticisms, anything like that. Sports is a part of our society, so much so across the world as well as in America. So sports is very important, and we're hanging out as spectators with a big crowd around us, and we're feeling good. Everything is going okay. Hey, chime in, Simon, if you're out there, chime in and let us know. Now I'm gonna get off right now. but chime in on the site and we'll get your information and we'll come back and talk to you.
Let's talk Rockets.
All right. Well, Jeff wants to talk Rockets. He wants to say what Rockets talk. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
The Rockets, you can keep that. The Rockets, basically, I'm hearing a lot of trade rumors for the Rockets. The question is whether or not the Rockets just stand back, team they have now, that finished number 2 in the West, but got beat in the first round of the playoffs. So the question is, are the Rockets satisfied with the status quo, or are they willing now to accelerate the growth process by acquiring a superstar, an all-star, a player that can accelerate that process to take him to the next level? Because we can see what they can do in the regular season. But what can they do in the postseason? But they showed us they can do in the postseason by losing the first round. So the question is there a trade out there that will make the Rockets a better team? Now, I don't want you to go out and trade 4 or 5 players for one guy like Giannis. I don't think that's going to make us better. But if we can find a trade that we're giving up, say, the 10th pick, and maybe one other player on the team, and a future one to get maybe a Kevin Durant, then I'll probably do a trade like that. Because I think
so are you saying Kevin Durant is a better prospect than Giannis?
No, I didn't say that. I think Giannis is going to cost more. It's all about cost. Giannis is going to cost you more. You're going to have to give up more assets. You're going to give up more players because he's younger. Giannis is 30. Durant is 36. So Giannis,
but Durant is not going to. He's not going to solve the problem. He's not going to take us to the next level.
Well, you don't know that. Depends on what you got to get.
Well, you don't know that either. But I'd rather take a chance on Giannis than Durant.
But Giannis is going to cost too much. He's going to give up more players.
I disagree with
his value is higher than Durant because he's 30. Durant is 36.
I agree. So if I'm going to take a chance, I'm going to take Durant. Excuse me, my fault. I'm going to take Giannis, and I would give up. In my opinion, I would give up Dylan Brooks, Jay Tate, Jock Rondell, and Cam Whitmore for Giannis. I would give them all that up. And if they need Jalen Green, I would restructure that and give them Jalen Green.
I'm not doing all that.
Giannis.
I'm not doing all that.
Okay, I disagree with you.
Give up most of your team for one guy. I wouldn't do that. I want to make the kind of move where you give up one player along with a 10th pick and a future one for Durant, someone like that.
I disagree with you. I personally don't like what Durant brings to the table. I do not believe he'll take us to the next level. So I disagree with you.
Okay. All right. But I do anticipate there's going to be a lot of movement this summer. I think Giannis is going to be moved. I think Jaylen Brown. I'm also here in Houston. Jaylen Brown. There's some conversation between Boston and Houston right now.
I can't believe Boston would move Jaylen Brown.
Tell you why. It comes down to accounting. Remember, I paid in accounting. I'm an accountant. I was an accountant for 35 years. It comes down to the money. Let me explain to you. You have to understand, Boston.
So let's go back to that. Your accounting means you are more adept at understanding numbers than anybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
I disagree with that.
Exactly.
You are not.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I was going to get in trouble.
Let me go on my point. What I'm trying to say is there is a price, and you have to understand, Boston has the second highest payroll in the league, and right now they're paying huge amounts of luxury tax, and their owners are tired of having to pay that major league luxury tax, and because of that, they're looking to move Jaylen Brown or one of the other guys. They got like 5 guys that make $28 million or more, and they got the second highest payroll. So they're looking to get under some of that payroll. So Houston, what they would like to do is, with Houston, is trade for Van Fleet, because see, Van Fleet has 1 year left on the field. It's a team option. They could decide to trade for him.
So are you saying that Boston
and cut him?
Boston would trade for Van Fleet
and cut him and save all that money in cap space, all that luxury tax, and get draft picks, a young player from us, and draft picks. Yes.
I would say I would trade or get rid of Van Fleet simply because he makes a lot of money but also he's a 6 foot point guard, and the league is moving away from very short point guards. They also have extraordinary ability. And I believe that his time of his worthiness is not as much today in Houston. I think Amen Thompson can play that point guard spot. So I may make that move.
I think eventually that Omar Thompson will be a good point guard. I don't think he's ready yet, unless he has an extraordinary summer. He has a lot of work to do to be a starting point guard in the NBA. But I think that you're going to see a lot of movement. The question will come down to what's the best deal for the Rockets. And I don't think Giannis is the best deal. I think that's going to cost them too much money.
I disagree with you, but we'll see. You think you're a GM? I know I'm a better GM than you, but it turns out we have to figure it out over time. Who's gonna have the best scenario? And even if they make a move, it's not until they win that we can say who is better.
Okay.
Right now they didn't win. They got knocked out in the first round.
Okay, let's go to Phil. Phil, if you were the Rockets,
Yeah, I think I saw me. You in there?
Rockets. Okay, Phil, if you were the Rockets, would you stand back and look for God and go ahead and take the best player available at 10 or make a major trade?
Look, you think the number 2, culture, teamwork, hard work, and you have no reason to blow up this team. They haven't done enough. So what I would do first, keep my draft pick, and I would watch for the best players for the team. I see a lead at 7. I see a lead at a point guard. Everything else they have a relative challenge to win. So if those things are available, I coach what I have. I keep my salary cap straight. Then I can see the best available player. Because guess what? They're gonna want to compete and be in. That's what you go for.
Now you say you pursue the best available player, win.
Not now, just to get them to pay it up. I just said, all right, okay, you might blow up this team. You may make a few moves, but they have to be right. You need a viable one, you need a viable center. You can bring up same move. And yes, you have your piece. And I'm talking about, I think that business good. I mean, I'm not going to sell it. I'm making it a nice factory. But at the same time, you got to watch the cap. Because you want to keep these boys for a few weeks. I think they have the right infrastructure to do that right now.
So I cannot agree with you. I want to go with the trade where we give up the least amount of assets, including our players, as opposed to trading 4 players and 2 first-round picks for 1 guy.
No, that's not what.
So there's no condition you can trade for Giannis.
I didn't say that. I say it depends on the cost. If the cost is reasonable,
Would rather take the rest.
okay, let's say I can give him this move here. Say I give him Fred VanVleet, I give him Cam Whitmore, I give him a 10th pick in the draft, and a pick for 1. That's all I give him. They take that deal, Giannis in Houston. They take that deal, Giannis in Houston. So all we lose is VanVleet, Cam Whitmore, and the 10th pick and a pick for 1. We haven't broke up the team. That's not breaking up the team. That's not breaking up the team. And it's come away with star players. But that's the only way I make a deal is if I don't have to bet in the form. I'm gonna give them a 4 or 5.
Some guys want to move. They know what they need.
Right.
They just feel short because they have this team. And they use some shooters.
You look out for San Antonio. For Giannis, look out for San Antonio. San Antonio got the 2nd pick in the draft. That helps their case more than it helps the case. And if Houston got the 2nd pick, if Houston got that first or 2nd pick, it'd been a slam dunk. Guys coming to Houston. But they got the 10th pick. Explain that. Explain that. Oh, explain it.
There's a lot of players that don't go. Draymond is second round. You don't always have a choice that you want at the top. Those are wasted picks sometimes. Yeah, I'm sorry. But nevertheless, that you can't go wrong with that either, bro. I'll tell you this, they have a lot of people to the work with. Yeah.
That's for sure. That is for sure. The Rockets probably have the most per capita of any team. You got
Except San Antonio. And Oklahoma. They got a lot of picks, a lot of good players.
OKC got it going
Well,
on.
the Rockets got players on this team that are marketable.
I agree. OKC is the team.
We're gonna shut down. We'll see you next time.
I'm gonna thank you for you guys, you know, everything I can't do, we're gonna take a shot, that's not great. We're gonna have fun.
Guys, this is